Hi everybody, welcome to Mike's Garage. I had a couple photos I found. As you know from another video, I found my scrapbook, so I'm going through the photos and I wanted to share a couple of the photos with you. Here's a photo that brings back some really fun memories. I'll put it up here on the screen. This is Christmas 1969 in Fort Benning, Georgia. The guy in the front there, his name is Mike Shipley. He was from Texas. He had a car, and it was either a 59 or 60 Chevy, four-door. It was really a nice car. We kept it running because we were the motor pool mechanics, and we went everywhere in that. We went to the Atlanta Pop Festival in 1969. We went to see the Rolling Stones in Alabama, 1969. We went to New Orleans in 1969. While we were there, we used to take our sleeping bags and the shelters, the tents. Everybody got half a tent. So you needed two guys to have a whole tent, and that's what we did. A lot of times we just slept in the car. Somebody in the back seat, somebody in the front seat. A couple guys would set up a tent on the side of the road. We went everywhere in that car. We actually wound up at a guy's place called D.A. Johnson. He lived in Georgia, not too far from Fort Benning. And one morning we took a walk with him back to his daddy's still. Now, D.A. doesn't mean David, Andrew, or anything like that. That was his name. His name was just D.A. And there was a lot of names like that in the South at the time. I thought it was cool. He was a really nice guy. He did go AWOL a couple times, which was funny. He always came back. He just had something he had to do, had to take care of. But it was really fun to walk back through the woods to the still. That's a whole nother story. Sometimes I'll tell you all about that sometime. But Mike was the guy in the front from Texas. We used his car everywhere. The two guys all the way in the back were the twins I talked about from Missouri. Now, they joined the military. Well, they got drafted, but they wound up enlisting because they wanted to make sure they got to a school. And they signed up for mechanics school. So they went to a quick version of the military mechanics school, which they could change tires and light bulbs and stuff like that. And they wanted to open a garage back in Missouri. When they got out, they were going to work together. There was a rule that I had covered before about twins. They weren't allowed to be separated. They always had to be in the same unit, preferably be in the same company. So technically somebody could be in A company, somebody could be in B company, but they kept them in the same place. They shared the upper and lower bunk where they slept. And so they were inseparable. They always got along good. They were always talking to each other, chewed tobacco all the time. And nice guys from Missouri. So they were there with us in Fort Benning. They were there when I left, and they came right after I got there. So I'm not sure what happened to them. Unfortunately, you lose touch with people. The guy to the left there, his name's Martinez. I'm not sure how he got hurt. He hurt his back and he hurt his right arm. And you could see, I don't know if you could tell from the picture, he has his left hand up in the air. His right arm was kind of hanging in a sling. He wore that all the time. He could hardly move his right arm. So he got injured pretty bad, I think, in some kind of a car accident. And so he was there, took care of the barracks and things like that. The guy in the right front, I have searched everywhere trying to remember that guy's name and trying to find his name somewhere. I think he was from Indianapolis, Indiana. Can't remember his name. If anybody knows his name, you recognize this photo, give me a comment, let me know. But there's another nice guy. We decorated that tree. The pines were all over the place there in Georgia, and we did get permission to go cut down the tree and bring it back to the barracks. So we did that on our own, and we got permission from the sergeant, take the vehicle, take the saw, and go get a tree and come back. And we scrounged up decorations wherever we could, and we had a lot of fun with that. So it was a good time there. Fort Benning, Georgia, 1969. A shout out to all those guys I served there with. Had a great time. I hope you enjoy the pictures. See you in the next video.
So I just got this one.
The frog face on it. Look at that. Cook a steak on that thing right now.
What?
Cook a steak on that thing. It's so hot out. Look how nice that looks. Keeping the seats fresh.